Owen and Olivia. We'll take questions for the student athletes after Coach Jack's opening statement. Make sure you raise your hand on phone.
This is a night that I get to sleep because all 15 players played. We had some fun. We stayed locked on focus defensively. We didn't come out with the best energy at the beginning, but Dominic Darius, he kind of jumped on the team a little bit and got us on the right side of focus. And then it just flowed. And give credit to the team that's trying to make a name for themselves. And you can't take games like this for granted. We're seeing so many teams that are falling short because they overlook somebody. One thing that this team won't ever do is overlook anybody. But tonight, I get to sleep in.
We'll take questions for the student athletes. We'll start with
Jasmine, how did it feel to get your first career start?
It felt awesome. This team is so good. I think we started off really hot. I think our energy was really good from the jump, and it just trickled down the roster, and that just helped us get the big win.
And when were you first notified you were going to start?
I don't think I was notified.
You just found out when you got
Yeah, I
it?
found out. So just staying ready, and when I was called upon, I decided to show up.
This is for all three of you. Gave up a season-high 72 to Canisius last game, but this game you guys held Wagner to just 29. I was really wondering just what was really working on the defensive end for all of you guys today.
I'll take that. Like Coach Jack said, I would say our defensive captain is Dom. Last game, halftime, she jumped on all of us. I've never seen her like that. We've been through a lot together, this team, but just seeing the way that we have leaders that really want it for us really, really badly, it makes, like Coop said, and just the energy trickles down to the whole team. So coming into this game, we knew we needed to make a statement, and I think we did so today.
What did Dom say to you guys at that halftime of the Canisius game that really stuck with you?
Pretty much get our you-know-what together.
Good question for Owen Demola. Just wondering, what was it like seeing those first few go through the basket and then just having a great day offensively?
It felt good for real, but I know I just have to pick it up, at some point because I've played, and my teammates actually did really incredible. I'm not gonna lie, they were by my side all through, and they just kept talking to me and then, putting me through everything.
For any of you, 4 points allowed in the first quarter today. How important is it to get off to a good start like that?
I'll take that one. I think it's super important. Just the starters really have to set the tone for the whole game. And like I said, once we start out going hot, it just trickles down the rest of the roster, and you're going to see an amazing start and an amazing finish.
Yeah, Jasmine, 3 offensive rebounds for you today. Just walk me through how you stayed aggressive the entire game.
Wagner, they're a tough team, but I think just leaning on my teammates, getting that reassurance of staying tough, high energy is just what keeps me going, keeps me pushing through those rebounds.
Olivia, for you, similar question to my last. Just what was it like to see that first 3 go through the net and then just the crowd pop? Seemed like everyone loved seeing you out there on the court.
Yeah, Coach Jack always tells everyone pretty much, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And I've had a small injury throughout this last month and a half, but I can't run, but I can shoot free throws after practice. I can hit threes every day after the men practice. So just being able to stay ready, getting my mind locked in. She gave me a little heads up before the game, telling me, I'll get in there today. So just being there for my teammates, which is the biggest thing, I think. The change from last year to this year, our energy and our community is great. So being ready for them helps me stay ready as well.
You guys were much more willing to shoot from beyond the arc today, more threes today than in the 3 games combined beforehand. Was that just kind of a focus to open up that part of the offense?
I think, honestly, we actually focus more on getting it into the bigs, and then they'll kick it out to us. And just spacing, knowing where you need to be on the court as well. But like I said, if you're willing to get in there and take the shots that you're open to make, the energy is just going to combine, and we're all just going to want to shoot and make threes as well.
Any more questions for student athletes?
Thank you.
So bad?
Thank you guys.
Next time, don't let Big O off the hook that easily.
All right, we'll take questions for Coach Jack. We'll start with Jake right here.
Coach, what did it mean for all 15 to play and 14 of them to score?
They've been working so hard, in the dark, and they are really locked in to growing our program to newfound heights. And They're out in this community. They're doing great academically, and they still want to play basketball because that's what they're here on a scholarship for. And sometimes you don't have that opportunity to let them, fly around the floor in front of their families. And today was the day that we could do that, and they all played pretty good for the most part. And it just kind of warms my heart from a mother's perspective. And you always want to have your kids go out there and fly around and be free. But sometimes when you can't do it, you win a game, or things can happen where the positive comes out, but you still think about the 2 or 3 kids that didn't get an opportunity. Today, I don't have to think about that.
Coach, you talked a lot about defense after the Canisius game. How impressed were you with that effort on the side of the ball today?
We're getting better. We're not where we need to be yet. We certainly, got too many fouls early on. They were fouling, but that doesn't mean that we have to foul as well. And I thought that we kind of started playing pity-patty with them too, and that's not how we do it. We play defense with our feet. Our hands are supposed to be high, and we get beat. We're supposed to have layers of defense after that. And so we got better a little bit, but we got a long way to go. We got a stubborn Utah team to face coming up soon.
Largest win under you as a head coach. How does this team compare to your previous teams, and how does a win like today's really show where this team is?
All the teams that we have are special. You learn so many lessons. You win so many different things on each particular team. And I would never say as a mother hen that another team was better than the other. And there's no comparison. They're all different in their own way. And this team is different, and what they bring is like such joy, such commitment to the fight. One thing that I noticed they're doing, like you will find 5 or 6 of them over to Dom's house off campus or Layla's house off campus, and you see, different people going home with different players. I see that coming out. I'm like, wow, I've never seen her with her. I've never seen her with her. There are 15 sisters. Whoever's going my way, I'm rolling with you, and that's the mindset that's really, really cool for this particular team.
Coach, some of the players talked about how Dom's really become a leader for this team. Can you just talk about what you see from her as a leadership way, and just how she's kind of commanded the team so far?
When you sit for 4 years, you learn different skill sets, right? And here's a kid that wanted to play, needed to play, should have played, didn't play, and she learned how to adjust. And her pivot was to help other people perform well. And now that she's playing, she's never lost that trait. And so, and she doesn't have to do it by herself. There's many times where Layla steps up, or Sophie steps up, and they lead as well, and Jello as well. So she knows that she's not on her own island, but it's neat to know that she's a person that went through some things, and she shares that story and shares that joy, but she holds them accountable because she knows what it takes when, one of the star players out there giving their best, and a sub comes in, and you lower the intensity of purpose, that can hurt you in the long run, and she doesn't want that to happen on her dime, and neither do I.
Coach, after giving up 72 points to Canisius, you said you wanted to improve your player-to-player defense, and then you came out today and allowed 29 points as the lowest points, like the first time you guys have scored under 30 points, limited someone down to 30 points in 2016. So I was just wondering what kind of work you guys were putting in throughout the week in order to improve your defensive performance and come out as you did against Wagner.
We had some really, really, really good scout guys, and they pushed us to the limit. I mean, they can probably play in some type of division where they can be on a scholarship, but they chose to come to this great university for academics. And they're 6'7", they're 6'6", they shoot threes, they run the floor, and they push us through the limit. And we try to contain them some days we do. And this last couple of days before practice game, they really did a great job containing that team. I felt really good because I know those guys aren't going to relinquish anything to us because they're going to help us get better. So that's all. I used to go into halftime because people got a lower score. They changed the goal. We don't even talk about it anymore. We talk about keep them in front of you. Sometimes I like the fact that I have to pull them back as opposed to push them up. And that's credit to, Dominique Darius.
How do you make sure after a win like today's your team does not get complacent going forward?
You have to remove my soul. If I'm here, there's no complacency ever. You're talking to a coach that was fired. And there's no time for us to feel like we've done something until we finish. And you don't get finished in November. You finish the last whistle, and the last whistle I think is in April 4th to be exact.
Any more questions for Coach?
Thank you so much, and thank you for the class that's here. Ms. Sue, you're doing a tremendous job, and you got some amazing students there that's astute. They're not looking like, oh my God, can you hurry up? They're looking at me like, say more so we can take some more in. I tell you what, we got some special people that's gonna be in the future of our university. So thank you so much for all you guys do, and thank you for bringing them.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.